Italian S cookies are a must-have on any Christmas cookie plate. They're perfect for dipping in a coffee. Let's get into it.
To a bowl, add 375 grams, 3 cups of flour, and 115 grams, 4 ounces, half a cup of cold butter that I've cut into cubes. Get into that bowl with your hands and start rubbing the butter and flour together. You can also do this with a pastry cutter or 2 knives, but I find your hands are the best tools for the job. When your butter and flour mix is a sand-like consistency, and when you squeeze it in your hands it holds together, that's how you know it's ready to add the rest of the ingredients. Make a well in the center of the bowl. To the well, add 200 grams, 1 cup of sugar, 8 grams, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 8 grams, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, 2 grams, half a teaspoon of salt, 2 eggs, and the zest of a lemon. You could sub in orange zest if you're not a fan of lemon. Start bringing this together with a fork. I like to start in the middle of the well, mixing those ingredients together and then starting to incorporate the flour and butter. Once it becomes too difficult to mix with a fork, get in there with your hands. Once your dough has mostly come together, turn it out onto your work surface and give it a few gentle kneads, being careful not to overwork the dough. Once all of those dry bits of flour have been incorporated, stop kneading.
Preheat your oven to 175 degrees Celsius or 350 degrees Fahrenheit. I've also lined 2 trays with parchment paper.
To get the most even pieces when you cut your dough, I like to pat mine flat. This makes sure the dough is even all the way across so that when you cut into it, you get perfectly balanced pieces. Cut your disc into 8 equal wedges. Set all but one of the pieces aside. Roll your wedge into a ball and then lightly dust your work surface with some flour. Not too much or you won't be able to roll your dough into a log. Now roll your dough out into a 6-inch log. Make sure it's nice and even and square up your edges. Now cut this into 6 equal pieces. Roll each one of your pieces into a 4-inch log. Make sure it's evenly rolled and you clean up your edges. If it starts to stick, add a little dusting of flour. Now it's ready to be shaped into an S. Pop your cookie on a parchment-lined baking sheet and continue with the rest of the dough balls. Once you've got a full sheet of S's, leaving a little bit of space in between, they're ready to go in the oven.
These need to bake for 10 to 12 minutes or until they're golden brown.
Immediately after removing them from the oven, transfer your cookies onto a wire cooling rack. You can dust these with powdered sugar or make a really simple icing and dip them in. Add sprinkles if you like, but I like them just like this, perfect for dunking.
If you're looking for another traditional Italian recipe, you have to try my walnut cake. And if you found this video helpful, hit that like button down below. See you next week.